We about to be on the block with the meat pack. Talk a little NBA. We have an official 2021 NBA All-Star starters were announced last night. The game obviously takes place March 7th, which is going to be a Sunday. But I want to break this down a little bit, go over what we see. We're going to start with the Eastern Conference with the team captain. And before I even mention, they went back to kind of the old style where it is East versus West.
Yep.
Not the two captains picking, which I'm a fan of. Either way, how they like to do it. I just like seeing the best players in the world play against each other. But yes, the Eastern Conference captain is Kevin Durant. Obviously should be. Dude's having a baller season,
yeah.
MVP conversation. So that's no surprise there. We do get to see at the one starting point guard is going to be that man, Kyrie Irving. I think is also very like I don't know who's a better point guard in the Eastern Conference right now than Kyrie Irving. Dude's just kind of balling. He's got the numbers. Nets are playing really good. At the 4 spot, we got that man, the Greek freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo, which, like I said, you can't name me a better power forward in the Eastern Conference right now. They're just baller, back-to-back MVPs, well-deserved. At the center position, we got that man Joel, dual 180, Embiid, who, like I said, that's your boy, Philadelphia. Like I said, also in that MVP conversation, really, really having I wouldn't say breakout because he already is a star, but just having a lights-out season for the Philadelphia 76ers. And they're playing great ball this year, him obviously being in the forefront. The one I do want to talk about here is what I've seen a lot of people talking about is this man, Bradley Beal, getting the start for this Eastern Conference team. Obviously over the likes of James Harden and I know Jaylen Brown from the fan voting and whatnot. He was very high on that too. And so this is my thing, and I've seen people argue, inside the NBA, Charles Barkley and them be arguing about you All-Stars / MVP should be also rewarded for the winning. Now, right now, as the Washington Wizards sits, they're a god-awful basketball team. They're just not good. They obviously have Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook, but for the most part, everybody else on that team is like under 25 years old. They have a very, very young team who just doesn't know how to win basketball games. But with that being said, this man, Bradley Beal, is leading the league right now in points, almost averaging 33 points a game. And that is not easy to do in the National Basketball Association. So my thing is, listen, if he was not leading the league in scoring, I don't think he would have gotten this spot. I don't think he should have got the spot. I could still make the argument because of the record. He might not deserve the spot. I know he's been snubbed before. To think he's only a 3-time All-Star is kind of crazy. He does deserve maybe some more or maybe some less. I'm not sure, but they're currently sitting at like 9-17, so they're not a good team. But to lead the league in scoring with all the guys we know that are killers, Kevin Durant's, Harden's, and all that.
That's what I'm saying. How can you not be an All-Star?
You can't not be an All-Star. No, I'm not saying not an All-Star. I'm saying starter. I'm saying I personally maybe would have put James Harden in the starter spot. Bradley Beal, 100% an All-Star. Like I said, I think
that's just a little bit of league drama, though, that we're not seeing Harden in there. I'm not going to lie. That seems a little bit fishy because, again, very deserving to be in that starting spot. But as we know, it's been a very crazy James Harden type of year in the NBA. So I feel like that's
definitely going to be an All-Star. He's like second in fan voting and second in media voting. But Bradley Beal, like I said, I think he's well deserved. Like I said, to average 33 points in the NBA is not easy to do. Like it's not really equating to wins, which is another thing. But to be doing that, to be what he's doing, and like last year too, I think he led or was second. He averaged like 30 points. That's not easy to do. Dude's obviously running up some numbers.
Yeah, we talk about this a lot with your Knicks, with Julius Randle. We're talking about like, is it empty stats or not? And with Bradley Beal, I don't think so. Like, he's doing everything he can for that team to win. It's just they got, like you said, it's a bunch of young people, and it's just like not a lot of shooters out there.
Yeah, not a lot of shooters. I really like Washington's team from like a rebuilding standpoint. I think they have the pieces and the young players. I don't think we're going to see any of that come to fruition in 2 to 3 years. So a lot of those guys have a long way to go. And now I would have thought Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook, especially Russell Westbrook, were maybe good enough to at least have him at 500 right now. But clearly not. There's just better teams in the East that are beating them. But yeah, Bradley Beal, I think that's very deserving, dude. That man is out here balling out. Big shout out to him. Obviously we'll see the reserves come out. I mean, we can kind of already assume whatnot, but I'm going to take this Bradley Beal conversation here in a second and kind of make a point here with what we have going on the Western side of things. Obviously, the Western Conference All-Star starting lineup, team captain.
You could have predicted this before the season started.
Yeah, definitely. But LeBron James being the team captain, obviously 17 straight All-Star appearances as a starter. Just the most all time. He just broke 35,000 points last night, which puts him third all-time, second to that POS Karl Malone. But yeah, LeBron James. I actually read something too about LeBron James hitting that 35,000 points. I actually have a little stat right here. I can pull it up on my cellular. I'm going to read it right here. All right. After reaching 35,000 points, if LeBron James stays healthy and averages 25 points per game, he is on pace to pass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in roughly 130 games. So about the 22-23 season. If LeBron James stays at the pace he can right now, he will beat out Kareem, which I think.
When was the last time you saw LeBron score under 20?
Never.
You know what I'm saying?
I think with this being said, it needs to be at minimum 25, which
average or whatever. But he'll get more than that.
Yeah, I mean, he probably will. Like I said, LeBron James is in the MVP conversation right now. He's averaging like 27, 8, and 8. And to me, which is crazy because you can look at those numbers and think that's kind of light for LeBron. That's not really LeBron numbers, but 27, 8, and 8 for anybody else in the league is phenomenal. But to think we're so accustomed to seeing LeBron James put up a stat line like that, we've gotten so used to it, is saying something completely crazy. LeBron James being a team captain for the West, we obviously have in the front court, we have that boy Joker, Nikola Jokic, who at the center position to do what he's able to do. I look at him and Joel Embiid, and they're kind of two totally separate players. Joel Embiid is more of a body dominant, back you down kind of player, and Nikola Jokic is all fundamentals, all finesse, who obviously from that center position is a phenomenal playmaker, too, averaging about 9 assists in the league right now, which puts him, I think, third or fourth or something like that. Just having a stellar year. Nuggets are playing good ball. Jokic at front and center. That at the other forward position, we're seeing Kawhi Leonard, the Claw, Terminator, fun guy. Board man gets paid. Just Kawhi Leonard. You know what I'm saying? It's well-deserved. Kawhi Leonard's Kawhi Leonard. But here's the other thing I want to talk about, our two backcourt players. This is the Luka Doncic and that boy Stephen Curry. Now, here's my thing that I kind of just argued about Bradley Beal. Like, Luka Doncic, phenomenal season, great numbers. Mavs aren't playing as good as we thought they were, I guess. Yeah. But there's two people I think that should have got this. I also don't want to take anything away from Steph Curry, but one is that man Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard is obviously going to be an all-star, but when we're talking about starters, besides LeBron James and maybe Kevin Durant, I don't think there's anybody in the NBA right now that is feared more than this man Dame Time. I mean, we're talking walk-off buzzer beaters. Like, it seems like almost every other night, this dude, I just watched this dude hit 2 3-pointers in a row with like 8 seconds left the other night to just ice and win this game. Dame Time is real. This man's almost averaging 30 points a game. And to think he was not an all-star starter to me is a little whack. But Steph Curry's obviously having a baller year. I guess I don't want to take it away from Steph Curry. I'd look more towards Doncic. I'd put Dame Lillard in that spot. But then I think we're missing somebody here. I think this boy Donovan Mitchell for the Utah Jazz. Average 25, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. Now, here's my thing, and this is where the whole thing with Bradley Beal, and this happens. Right now, the Jazz have the best record in the NBA. And Donovan Mitchell is the best player on the best team. There's no way to me I don't think he should be rewarded for that. He's obviously going to be an all-star, but if you're the best player on the best team in the NBA, I feel like you need to be compensated for that. To me, that's a little disrespectful. I know Donovan Mitchell, obviously being in Utah, it's a smaller market, and, I wouldn't necessarily say he's on that superstar level, but I feel like he got snubbed on the starter there a little bit. I think Luka, because the fan base and the way the voting happens, Luka got in because he's a global guy, superstar. You know what I'm saying? He's got the support from them other countries overseas. But to me, Donovan Mitchell, that felt a little disrespectful. I reward winning, and he's playing good. The numbers are there. Yeah. So I don't know. And then Dame time, dude. I don't know. I don't want to go up. You know, I got 8 seconds left. I don't want to see Dame Lillard. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to see that man. I don't know. That's crazy. Obviously, these guys are going to be all-stars. We're going to see the reserves and the rest of the team come out. But I guess right now I'll give my praise. Donovan Mitchell, Dame Lillard, big shout out. Those dudes are balling out there in the West. But I don't know. I think they got it right for the most part. You know, other than that, it's going to be a fun game. It's going to be fun to see the East versus the West again, kind of go back to that formula. Definitely hyped to watch that All-Star game. March 7th. It's a Sunday.
Dude, March 6th is 2:59. So that's a good little weekend right there.
That's a good little weekend right there. That ties right back in. UFC 259, March 6th. And we have March 7th. We have the NBA All-Star game. I don't know, dunk contest, all that stuff. I don't know exactly what that's going to look like.
Don't they do it? They usually do it the same weekend, right? Like the skills and all that.
Yeah, it's Saturday. It's the night before. But just COVID and all that, I'm not sure what All-Star weekend is going to look like. But super hyped to watch. That being said, I don't know. We got anything else for the boys and the girls?
No, that about wrap her up.
That wraps it up. So with that being said, I want to appreciate everyone coming out and watching, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Salami Squad around the world. Get the fuck out of here.